Hey, welcome to Pat's Soundbites IGTV. Keeping new music alive is what I do on the radio and now on video. Conducting live chats with the artists and learning the stories behind their latest release and also playing their new video. Special thanks today to my sponsor Go-Go Tuners for all guitar players looking for a focus on ease of use, readability, durability, and accuracy. Look no further. The Go-Go Tuner is the choice of many touring professionals and a favorite of casual players. Go-Go's signature green you're in and red you're out screen makes tuning quick and easy. For more information, go to the website at gogotuners.com. Special thanks to WBXO Classic Rock Radio Redefined, allowing me to keep new music alive on the radio airways on the Pat Show every Sunday from 5 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. Only on WBXO Classic Rock Redefined. And a big thank you to Mr. Evan Balzer for allowing me to use his amazing instrumental that you're hearing right now. It's called Trails. To find out more incredible music by Evan, go to his website at evanbalzer.com. And my special guest today, well, we're rocking the United Kingdom with Coronation Kings drummer Paul Hale. Yep, we not rock America, but we rock the UK. And Paul and his bandmates Richard, Frank, Mark, and John have a debut album out called Cathel Me. It's got great tracks that I've been playing like Audio and The Road and Domino. We're going to talk to Paul about the band, the debut album. We're going to play the video Love and Regret and a whole lot more right here on Pat Soundbites IGTV. Hey, live on Pat Soundbites IGTV, keeping new music alive on the radio, on WBXO, and on video. And I know you guys think I don't have any friends or crazy friends in the U.S., but I got friends across that pond, too, called the United Kingdom. And I got this guy, a founding member of a really cool crazy rock band out of the UK, Mr. Paul Hale. He's a founding member. He's a drummer of the band Coronation Kings, and they got this cool, real cool, if you can see it, forget me, Cathel, I hope I'm saying it right, Cathel and Me. Am I saying it right, Paul?
That's close. It's good.
All right, you say it then.
Cathel.
Castle.
Yeah.
Cathel and Me.
That's it. Got it.
Cathel and Me. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. I got Mr. Paul Hale in the house from the UK. If you follow me, I've been playing a few of the tracks on our rotation. I love Audio. I love The Road. I love Domino. Talk about a high energy band. Don't ask me how I found Paul. Maybe courtesy of Facebook or what have you. But there is great new music out there. Forget Deep Purple, the Kinks, Dire Straits, Led Zeppelin. Sign up to Coronation Kings. How are you, Paul?
I'm good, Pat. Really good. Thanks, mate. Yeah. Really
Man,
good.
thank you for your time. It's only like 3 in the morning in the UK. I wake him up and combs his hair, throws his glasses, and he's ready to go. He said, forget about those other bandmates. They're sleeping or drinking or doing something crazy. Paul, how you making out with you, your family, your friends, dealing with this COVID virus thing in the UK?
Yeah, keeping well. It's pretty tight lockdown at the moment. So I see my daughter and my grandson most days, and that's kind of keeps me sane. But it's pretty tough at the moment. But it's tough for everybody, I know, and it's probably the same where you are as it is here, isn't it? So.
It's crazy here in the States and in New York. It's just. I mean, I know a few friends that we lost here, and I try to do the best to wash my hands, wear my mask, and stay away. And I lock myself in my little playroom here, and I talk to great musicians like yourself. The Coronation Kings. Well, Paul, before I get into the band, and you tell me about Richard and Frank and Mark and John, what how did you know music was your calling? What was it? A family member, mom, dad, brother? How did you grow up and decide to say, "I want to be in a band and I want to play the drums"?
Yeah, I don't know what made started me with drums. I didn't have any family members that were musicians really, but I didn't start till I was 18. But I picked up a kit for about £8. I think I paid for about 4 drums, and that got me going. And yeah, once you get the bug, of course you can't stop. And yeah, I mean that was a long time ago. I won't say how long. But it was
No,
a
no,
long time.
you're
Yeah,
like wine, like me. We used to have black hair somewhere along the line.
that's it. Yeah.
Did you take lessons? Did you go to a
No,
music store or somebody?
no, I didn't. I got into all the bad habits, so I didn't have any lessons. I set it up the wrong way round. I'm right-handed, but I play drums left-handed because I
Cool.
just set it up the wrong way round, and I've got some bad habits, but apart from my drums, but it's but I haven't been able to set my kit up for about 10 months because of all the COVID restrictions, and I miss it so much.
Do you play with the sticks backwards with the heavy end?
No,
Hitting with the heavy end?
no, I don't really now. I did maybe when I was younger, but I set it up completely in reverse. I played completely left-handed, and which was a bit of a disadvantage, really. But because I'm right-handed, but once I got going, I was fine. Well, I thought I was all right anyway.
Well, that sounds like me. How do I do? I write left-handed. I eat left-handed, but I do everything right-handed. When
Yeah,
I went
yeah,
to Catholic school, I was able to write with both hands, and then the nuns would say, "No, you can't be a lefty." And then I finally became a lefty. The anti-pat in me. No, no, no. I'm going to be a lefty, but I throw a baseball right-handed. I bat right-handed. I play hockey right-handed, but I write left-handed. I don't know. Calamari. I hope you like seafood, Paul. Do you like seafood?
yes.
I'm in every menu in the U.S. I hope I made it to the UK.
You are definitely, yeah, on most menus in
Yeah,
the UK. Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
cool. Well, who was some of your? Well, let me get back to the drumming. So, did you put on like an album and try to follow and learn how they were playing? You know, the drummers playing. You know, I don't know, Bad
Yeah,
Company or any of the guys, John Bonham, or how
yeah,
did it
that's
work for
basically it,
you?
really. Yeah, it was all the early sort of Zeppelin, Black Sabbath stuff I was buying at the time. But and I was into a band called Budgie, a Welsh 3-piece metal band, and they became my biggest influence. A guy called Steve Williams, a great drummer in my view. Yeah,
Excellent. Cool. All right. Well, now tell me about this killer band. Richard Barrett, Frank Morrow, Richard Barrett, lead vocals and guitar, Frank Morrow on the keyboards, Mark Holmes on lead guitar, John Heckleton, am I saying that right, on bass, and
yeah.
then yourself on drums. You're a founding member. How did you come up with these guys and said it's time to rock and roll some original music and get to the clubs and bars and get back out there?
Yeah. Well, actually, I've been in a band with Mark for a lot of years. We've been in the last 4 bands I've been in. We've been with Mark over about 35 years, and
Wow.
I'm still in another band with Mark. We've been in this band since 1983 together,
Wow.
called Buster James Band, um, and we've always hit it off. Me and Mark are pretty close pals. But then me and Richard, going back to the late 80s, he had a deal with, I believe it was with Sony Music, and we were just good mates. And we had a van, and we used to go off and do little jobs to earn a few quid and so on. But we never played in a band together. And he got dropped by the company, and he lost all interest in music. He put his guitar down. He didn't touch it for 30 years. And I saw him a few years back, and I said, Richard, look, if ever you want to play again, I'd love to do something with you because I've always loved your music. He's the main songwriter in the band. And he just kind of smiled and shrugged his shoulders. And about 2 years went by, and I got a call one day. He said, hey, Paul, it's Richard. He said, are you still interested in doing a project, putting a band together? And would Mark be interested too? And that's so then us 3 got together, And we asked John to come along, and fortunately he said yes. And then he said, I know a keyboard player, and then he got Frank along. So it took us a few months to get the band together, but yeah, that was 3 years ago now. Almost exactly 3 years we started. Yeah.
My goodness, what a watching the show live from the room, which is on YouTube, and I encourage all the viewers and listeners to go check that out and go to Coronation Kings and hit the subscribe button and support these guys. I mean, it reminded me of just being in a club with friends and just listen to you guys. It's loud, it's powerful, it's kind of guitar driven. It's I don't know how to describe. It's rock. Richard's voice is so unique. I mean, it stands out. I don't think I tried to compare to, who's Richard sound like to share with the audience, and it's hard to do. How would you describe the sound? Alternative rock, bluesy here or there.
Yeah, I think it's probably alternative rock, but his big influences when he was growing up was people like David Bowie, Richard Ashcroft from The Verve, and people like the REM. They were big influences for him. Jeff Buckley. Jeff Buckley's a huge influence. So yeah,
you mentioned Richard, the main songwriter. He comes up with the ideas, or
he pretty much will come along with probably 80% of the song. And it's interesting because me and Mark have been in normally before, everything we've done before has been pretty heavy, pretty rocky. So when we put our slant on Richard's song, it changes it quite a bit. And fortunately, Richard liked that. So the band's, we hope it's got a bit of its own sound, because it's kind of alt rock, but with a power sort of hard edge to it, really.
Yeah, when you look at the video live from the room and you add the two wonderful hot looking ladies in the back that help with the backup vocals, and the gentleman with the cello, I mean, it's a full packed kick your ass, take your name, and let's rock. I mean, it was really good.
We asked a few guests along that night, because we were playing with Rag and Bone Man. Do you know Rag and Bone Man?
I do not.
No, he's a big star in the UK anyway, and he was top of the bill, and we were on just before him, and so we wanted to put on a good show. So we had in the studio when we recorded, we had lots of extra vocals and cello and stuff, and so we thought let's get that for the live performance as well. So they joined us for the bigger shows, but not some of the smaller shows.
5-piece band. Where did you come up with the name?
It was John's idea, actually. I don't know what made him think of that. We were trying to think of a name. It had gone on for a few weeks, and we said, yeah, we quite like that one, John. So we went with it. So yeah.
Before you guys, I met the Little Red Kings. Are you near in the same area of Jason and all those crazy guys?
Yeah, we're good pals. They're a great bunch and really talented band as well. And we actually recently went over to their studio and did a couple of
the goat pen, whatever Jason called it, the goat something. I want to say.
Yeah, the goat pen or whatever it is. Yeah. But they're great guys, and we've done one show actually with them as a on the same bill together. So yeah, they're down the road from us.
I promise Richard, Frank, and Mark and John will do another Zoom again, because I had everybody from the Little Red Kings. I interviewed Jason first, and then we did a Zoom with all the other guys, and it was hysterical. And now they got this podcast, and I just roll. I mean, anybody talking about their first, if you want to laugh, go to Little Red Kings podcast, and they're talking about who got circumcised and who isn't circumcised.
No, I know.
And I'm like, I said to them, I want to be a guest. Put me on, Jason.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
But yeah,
they've got another podcast this Saturday. And we're the guests this Saturday.
You're the guest?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I have to listen to that and comment on that. Say, you guys suck. Put these guys on all the time. I love Jason and Dougie and let me think, Craig and Ben. I know they got a new drummer. I'm not familiar because Harry's town. Harry left. Harry left town.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've not met the new drummer, to be honest. He wasn't around when I was with him.
But that's
Yeah,
cool that you guys get along and you're in the same.
yeah,
What is it now? When I read about you guys, both of you guys, it's like east of London or east of England, or how do they?
yeah.
What area are you guys really located in the UK?
It's East Anglia, and the town where I am at the minute, Lowestoft, is the most easterly town in Great Britain. So it's
Wow.
yeah, I look straight out the window, and it's about 30 miles to Holland or whatever it is. Yeah, so
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Cool. All right. So tell me about this killer album that I believe you were gracious enough to hook up with me and send me. You sent me a beautiful card, and I added a bunch of tracks that the more I listen to it, the more it's contagious. And you really, I mean, like I said,
Thanks.
Richard's voice, his sound, the band's sound. The more I listen to it, the more I really get into the groove of it, and the artwork of the album, very haunting, very angry sea, like a sea guy there, not too happy. I guess that's maybe where you got maybe waterfall out of it, but I'll let you explain
Yeah,
the concept and everything.
that the name Cathel, he was actually it's a real guy. He was a fisherman up in Scotland, and the story goes that Richard went to an auction and saw a painting of this haunting. It was actually the face you see in the album cover, this kind of haunting figure, and he bought the painting. He loved it. He started to research the artist and found that there was adverts in the Times or different newspapers across Britain. The artist put in trying to find the painting. It was lost. So Richard contacted the artist and said, "I've got your painting," and he went up to Scotland and gave it back to the artist.
Wow.
It's actually quite a well-known wildlife artist, and the artist told him the story of the painting. The reason why he wanted it back, it was an old guy that used to locally used to fish, and he used to do rowing across the lake, ferrying people across. And he one night, I think Richard will probably correct me, but I think he'd had a few beers in the pub, and then he rowed across the lake back to where he lived. And the next day, they found the boat upturned, and he'd drowned.
Oh,
And his
wow.
castle, that's why the artist wanted the painting back, because he was a friend of the family and stuff. So
Wow.
that inspired Richard then to start writing songs. And when I said to you, Richard hadn't picked his guitar up for 30 years, then Richard picked his guitar up and started writing. And Cathel Me was one of the first things he wrote, and Waterfall. Yeah, so that's
Wow. I
that's
mean,
the story, really.
Richard looks just, I mean, he fits right in. He's got the whole personality, the guitar. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a rock and roll
he's
guy that's been
yeah,
around. It's
yeah.
glad to hear that he's back and you guys are back. So I don't, this was released, Paul, last year or 2019?
It'll be July 2019 now.
So
Yeah,
obviously you guys are probably working up on a follow-up album.
we are. We were due to be recording a few months ago, but of course it all stopped. And we're really looking forward to getting back in the studio, because although we really enjoyed the first album, we hope that people enjoy it when they hear it. Some of those songs were the first thing we did in the first few months, and we like to think now that the band has kind of kept on moving forward, and we really like the new material, and we hope other people do too, obviously. So we can't wait to get in the studio and get the follow-up
Is it
out
got
there.
the same type of vibe? I know you guys are doing some acoustic stuff I've read here and there, or Richard
Yeah,
was.
we've been doing that. I mean, I think when COVID first hit last year, it seemed like the only gigs that were happening were acoustic gigs that you could do outdoors, that weren't going to be too offensive, too big production and so on. So we kind of started working on an acoustic set, and that was where the acoustic side came from. But the material, I like to think anyway, it works both ways. It works as acoustic set and the sort of more powerful full band.
You mentioned you're in another band with Mark. Do you do original music with Mark in that band, or you do
Yeah,
covers? Or
the Buster James band. I'm gonna have to send you a couple of albums.
yeah, please
I will
do.
do. I'll send them over. I think we've done about 7 albums over the years. But these days, we're just having a good time. But I mean, back in the, I'm actually the new boy. I joined in 1983.
The new guy
But,
in '83.
but they started in 1976, I think it was, and they were touring with everybody, with Thin Lizzy, Mott the Hoople, and all these people.
Wow.
Yeah.
They ever play in the States?
No, never played. No, Roger's sung in the States. This is the lead singer, Roger James, who leads the band. Really, he's sung in the States, but he's never took the whole band over.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And so what's the overall goal with Coronation Kings? I mean, when you guys get together, besides putting out this great music and obviously live performance and putting out that high energy, is there a goal objective that once this whole COVID thing to tour the UK and maybe be an opener for other bands and try to get on a bigger tour? Or is everybody working full-time jobs and it's hard to make that all work?
Well, I mean, we'd love it to go as far as it'd go, but we don't put any pressure on ourselves. We enjoy a rehearsal as much as we enjoy a gig. We just love being together and playing music. And if other people like that too, then we couldn't be happier. But if they didn't, we'd still be doing it just to ourselves. Do you know what I mean? It's just a genuine sort of love of what of playing music together. And when you're with four other guys that you get on great, you have a great sense of humor between us and stuff, then it's nothing better. I couldn't imagine a better way to spend my time. So but if people like the album and we get an opportunity to play it in front of bigger crowds, then we'd love that. But
well, I'm doing my best to do everything to keep you. I'm the program director. We got you on our rotation. There are people in New York and throughout the world listening to me and my podcast. I'm going to share our audio of our chat on our podcast, Coronation Kings, Cathel and Me. Did I say it right? Cathel and Me.
You did.
And yeah. And I love it. And well, if you don't make it to the States, Paul, you're only twisting my arm to get me on a plane. If I got to come to the UK to see you guys, I want to get on stage and announce who I am, that we're rocking right here in the UK. I will be so pumped. Then I got to go check out them Little Red King guys and go to that GoPed place and be on that podcast.
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness, Paul. Thank you so much for your time. It's been, I hope you enjoyed the conversation as I have. And I promise the other guy, please tell the guys that we will get all of them on a Zoom the next time, like I did with the Little Red King guys, and they can introduce themselves and we could have a good time with all the guys and hearing their stories. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Absolute pleasure talking to you, Pat.
No. So Coronation Kings, go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. They are on Facebook. They are on Instagram. I believe you're on Twitter as well, Paul?
Yeah, on Twitter as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And all the digital platforms for any downloads. Yeah.
And I know it's coronationkings.co.uk. And if you go to Amazon on the UK side, you can certainly jump out. And I encourage everybody to buy this. This is really cool stuff. Really good. I'm a lyric guy, and I love reading the stories and hearing who's the producer and all that. So thank you for sending this out to me. And we're going to keep cranking Coronation Kings right now with Mr. Paul Hale and the guys playing this video called Love and Regret live at the Room. Am I right, Paul? Did I get that right?
Absolutely. That's it.
Right here on Pat Soundbites IGTV. Rocking the world.